Hello, my beautiful crafty friends. It is Mara, and we are back with another craft roulette challenge here. This is for episode 317, and oh goodness, we got it. The holy moly A9 project that everybody says they dread. But I'm telling you, I think I kind of like it. This is the first one I've ever made, but let's give it a shot and see what it comes out to be. Our colors are Florist Shop. Our element is birthday, and random is something from your mask or messy desk, as we use in Craft Roulette. So listen, not cleaning actually paid off, and I'm all about that. So my mask, I had my sorbet ink and these sorbet hearts left from last week. So I went ahead and made my color palette kind of match with that again this week. And then, ironically enough, I just kind of started playing with things and ended up making a fully Cricut card and printed off all of my stuff. So I think I might actually share it with you since people are so fearful of the A9 that this is one that you can literally use Design Space for print and cut, print everything out and just put it right on there. And then you can decorate it however you want. So I think it'll work. Let's get busy on it and see how this thing comes together. We'll see if it's the way that I thought it would. I went ahead and started putting this together because it takes me a little bit of while, but this is just a backer piece, and I cut the birthday out of it so that you can see that back panel through the words. Now, when I'm putting these on here, I just use this piece in here. I'll move this so that you can see a little bit to kind of use it as a template. And then I like to dab just a little bit of glue in there and then take the centerpiece and put it about where it's supposed to go and then remove the outer piece. Now, you probably can't tell it really well on the camera. Whoops, I moved it. But this actually is a cream on the back instead of it being, well, that defeated the purpose of using the panel, but it's close. That was a pure white, and this is more of a cream that's in here. We can line it back up in there, though. We had some technical difficulties. It happens. If you want to see it the easy way or the way that it's supposed to work out the first time, I'm not that person to watch. So, but if you want to see how to struggle with it and do it a couple times, hey, I'm your girl. We got this. It's close. All right. So it'll be cute enough as a little banner piece to go across there. So again, this is the first A9 that I have made. So I made it pretty simple and just allotted the big words to take up most of it. I did ink a little bit of the sorbet in the background because I'm going to put these strips on here. And so I kind of wanted it as a different color, as a coordinating color in the back. And I think I am going to score this just a little bit on this sheet just to give it a little bit more interest and a little bit more texture maybe. We'll throw just a couple little score lines on here pretty quick maybe and see if that adds a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit of subtleness to it here. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be great. We're just going for a little bit of something extra for this part that's going to be showing. Most of this will be covered up by the strips, I think, on this other side. When I started doing this, I actually didn't have the intention of making it fully digital, but then it just kind of morphed into it. And I was like, you know what? We're going to go with it. I like it. So let's throw this piece on here and see if we can do the rest of it. It is definitely a lot of real estate here on this A9 piece. I can see why people are a little bit intimidated by it, but I tell you, it's great for like marquees if you do anything and those lights and doing a marquee sign or just doing a great big words or one big image in the middle. I don't know. I think all of those, I was kind of having a hard time deciding which way I wanted to go with it because all of those would have worked. But I think this will work out with what I want to do maybe. All right. So this is my panel. And then I'm going to start, I think, with my yellow. And I'm going to start putting my strips kind of down here. because I want my yellow to be somewhat in the middle and kind of line up on this cream to kind of hide that cream. I was planning on these going the whole card distance originally, so I will have to trim these down, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. I will trim those off just a little. Whoops, I'm making a mess here. There's that one. And then let's throw this sage one on here a little. All of these colors are definitely in our flower shop, right? With some of our different florals and planters. I think the gallery is, I'm a little bit later with my card this week, and I've already seen a whole bunch of neat stuff in the gallery, so I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be another good week at Craft Roulette, like it usually is, right? Oh, add a little more glue on there, sorry. All right. I think I kind of wanted those closer together, but it'll be fine. We'll figure it out here. All right. And then we will, this is going to kind of go across the middle here, just as a little bit of a reference. And then we have this happy that's going to go on here. There's an H and an A that probably needs to be popped up a little bit. We're going to have a P that's going to be a little angled, and another P that's going to be a little angled. And our Y is going to go underneath here a little bit. So I think we might try to pop a little bit of this P up here, or this A, excuse me, rather, and see if we can put that one on there first and get it in a good spot that we want it. I got my cheap scissors here. They were the first ones I grabbed, but we're not doing anything too detailed, so it should be just fine. Well, kind of put this one over the top maybe. Let's try to figure out where we want this so that we can just go ahead and put these down on the panel. All right. Yeah, I think that'll work on here. Let's tag this one up too. And then that'll make it so we can tuck some of these behind there if we want to. And it'll give it a little bit of dimension and a little bit of interest on here. And that way, even though it's printed, it's still going to not just be a flat card. I like the idea of that. I could probably do a lot more to this by adding more stuff behind it. I could add more texture by adding like fabrics or some torn paper or anything else behind it. But for the sake of time, and if I'm going to maybe add it as a shared file, I'm just going to keep it real simple today. And we're just going to kind of lightly put that on there. Let's lightly put this A on here above, like, let's see if we can guesstimate where these need to go, right there. And let's glue the H maybe down a little like that. I don't know if I like one side up, one side down, but let's see. And then let's go ahead and put this P. Let's put it down and kind of tip it this way. No, let's do it this way. Let's tip it this way, maybe a little bit. And then we will pop this P up a little bit. Whoops, put that on there crooked. I think that's my middle name, but I like it. Nothing says homemade like a little bit of crooked. So that'll be just fine. Got a little piece sticking off the edge there. Nothing like putting rectangle pieces on a round image here, but it's fine. There we go. Pop this happy up. And we're almost there. Let's see if that one will look okay. Go in that direction, maybe. Yeah, that'll be okay, I think. And then let's kind of tuck. I thought I was going to tuck that Y under there, but I'm not sure if I like it there. And I have a tag there, so it won't let me tuck. I think that's okay. What do you think? It could probably be a little nicer arranged, but I like the kind of variation. I didn't want it to just be straight across. So what other way you want it to be a variation will be perfectly fine, I'm sure. All right, before I get too much further and adding my fibers and adding some of my things here, I'm going to first cut off this top on here because I do have these little pieces sticking over the edge. And then we are going to add a couple little splatters, which I probably should have done before I put the letters on there, but I got ahead of myself. We'll make it work though. We're not going to put too many on here that it should hopefully be that big of a problem. And we'll see if we can do it without getting it all over the camera and everything everywhere. But we'll just add a couple little black splatters on here. I think maybe we'll add some to maybe this kind of boring area up here that looks a little plain, maybe, and maybe a little right there, and maybe some there. What do you think? Yeah. That kind of added a whole lot of water, but I think it'll be okay. We're going to call that good enough there. Well, put those down. All right. And then I don't know about you guys, but I love this just yarn, or some call it eyelash yarn, or I've seen it called fun fur, but I love this stuff. It's fun. I love how fuzzy it is, and I love what texture it gives the cards. So I'm going to kind of put one little round of this on here that somewhat coordinates pretty well, I think. And then I'm going to see if I can do this without messing up my splatters, and just loosely tack this on the back with just some tape. For lack of anything better right now, because I want to add this. I'm going to add some baker's twine, but I want this to be a little more purposeful and a little more intentional here. So I'm going to add the baker's twine a couple of times around. And I was going to try to wrap it with it, maybe. Like maybe under, over. Make it look a little more intentional. We'll see. Leave it extra here. There. There. And then wrap a little bow here. Probably should have given my splatter some time to dry, but it'll be okay. I actually want my bow over here on this side. So let's see if we can pull that over there, wrap this under here to kind of tie it all down. Boy, I did that the hard way, didn't I? It's okay. I don't know if I want to tie a bow. Probably not, because I didn't leave enough there. But I think maybe we will like double bow this way and do it like that. And then just double string it. Just so there's a little bit extra on there. There. That'll work too, I guess. We'll see. In the final cut, we'll see what it looks like and determine what's going to stay and what's not. I'm going to kind of separate that just a little bit. There. But yeah, I like that And then I left just a little bit of extra on the fun fiber so that I can pull it out just a little if I needed to, so that it could be fun, literally. Yeah. And I'm glad that I did, because there. Yeah. That gives a little bit of extra to it, I think. All right. So there's that. And now that'll be hidden back behind there, which is always a plus when I remember to put that on before I glue the panel down, because I'm not going to lie, I forget often. And then we will, I think we'll pop this little piece up here. I was going to put it on there flat, but with all of those fibers on there, I think it'll get lost if I put it on there flat. So let's pop this little piece. And it's literally just a simple happy birthday to you. On here. Yeah, I think that works. I think I'm going to glue this panel instead of trying to pop it up though. I might regret that idea because of all of this, but I still think I'm going to do it, because there's already so much dimension on it that I don't think I want that popped up also. We'll see how it works. Again, I haven't made a card this size, so we'll see how it works and how it looks. Oh, and I smeared. All right, make sure this is opened on the right side. It is. Okay. We might have to redo some of our splatters a little bit because I didn't wait for them to dry, but it'll be fine. All right. There we go. We'll let that flatten out and dry a little bit after a while. And then I think I had somewhere here, I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there it is. I just wanted one little gem to try to bring in some of the sage color, but I didn't have any sage. So I took a clear, one of the water bubble ones of these embellishments from Trinity Stamps, and I used some alcohol markers to go over the top of it and just tried to give it a little bit of color so that it wasn't clear, but just something for one of the gems to bring in a little color. Doesn't exactly match, but it does kind of coordinate a little bit, adds a little of the green, I think. Since I didn't have any, it was the best I could do. I like to try to make most of them match as much as what I can, but unfortunately I didn't have anything that really matched all that well. And then we will throw a little yellow one down here. And since it's such a big card, we definitely have some room, don't we? And I think maybe I'll throw another yellow one up here. And then let's throw a little heart on here, down there, and maybe a little heart like right here, kind of sideways. There, what do you think? I think it works. I think it came together well. I think that's a very big card with a lot of real estate, but I like it. I think it has some fun little fur on here. It has some good colors. My flower shop is green leaves and, of course, all the different colors of flowers and some sunflowers, some vases, balloon colors also. Birthday for my element, of course. And then I talked about the sorbet flowers and the colors already being from my mask. So I think we hit all of our parameters. And it was a fun thing to do. I might actually try to do another A9. We'll see. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day, and we will see you next week.